Hello there, internet. How's it going? Welcome back to the show. Thanks for clicking on this one. My name is Pat Dan, and today we're here with user typical-savings1797 on r/Reddit gets drawn badly. We have a little doggy dog here. My dad took the first pic. He's so proud of it. Aha. Crying emoji. Please go through all of them. They're genuinely amazing inspo. They're not lying about this, okay? You see this, you might think it's a little bit of glaze fest. They're really trying to goad you into scrolling through the entire post, but there is some gold to be seen here. This first picture isn't even the half of it, okay? We got this first one, pretty solid. We got this next one. I really just love this dude's vibe. It is immensely gooberish in a way that, like, cannot be found naturally in the wild. It has to be trained over many years, like honed like a skill, like much like the fine point of a pencil, it has to be sharpened, right? Then we got this one. This one is my favorite, my personal favorite that I think we're going to be doodling. We can go through the others just to show you, you know, the selection. This one's pretty solid too. I like the little armrest. Okay, he's an angry boy in that one for sure. But overall, he seems like a chill guy. I mean, that might have just been one stray angry moment, right? Everybody has their moments. Like, I think this one that we're going to be drawing is a bit of a moment too. Like, I'm sure he's typically a lot more relaxed than I'd like to hope so, because I really enjoy his vibe, and I want a chill guy to hang out with, really is the end of the statement there. I just want a chill guy to hang out with. And I'm kind of hoping that this can be my moment in the sunshine, in the limelight, question mark, you know, whatever they say. And I hope he can fulfill my desire to have a chill guy to hang out with. I kind of wanted mostly to do an animal for this one because I'm very, very, I don't know if burnt out is the right word, but kind of feeling a little burnt out, on these portraits. It's, you know, it's rough for me, I think, to do them every single day, and also have to talk at the same time. Like, it takes a lot out of me, I think, more so than I kind of would have imagined, you know, starting doing daily uploads. But we've only been doing daily uploads for like a week, and it's already taken a massive toll on my psyche for some reason. It's not that difficult, but you know, I don't know, I guess I have the ability to say, you know what, that's the way I feel, and I'm going to accept it. So hopefully we can do that. I saw this one video on my feed recently from a creator that I've been following named Marisa. Hang on, I can pull up the channel. Let me pull up the channel for you. Marisa, she's kind of had a crazy blow up, seen major success. Sorry, I just paused the recording like 6 times in a row. I got rudely interrupted. We are back. Okay, we're back. No more pauses, hopefully, unless something horrible happens. But yeah, this channel, well, having only been made, I just checked actually, in April of last year, has garnered a pretty solid following. And I started watching, I guess, about here or somewhere. Yeah, this video was the blow up video. This video got 178K, and she's been kind of popping off ever since. So it's been fun to watch that growth. I've been enjoying the journey. And I think she's got like a weirdly old YouTube feel where it's like it's very vloggy. And it feels kind of like you're just like sitting talking to a friend a little bit, which is a style that I feel we have lost to time. So it's nice to see. But her most recent upload was talking about I don't know, a stand-up set she did at an open mic or whatever. But I think the more interesting part of it to me was, sorry, not to say that the video wasn't interesting. The video was great. I enjoyed the video. I'm not trying to discount the quality of the rest of the video, but I did in fact enjoy thinking about the prospect that was brought up outside of the stand-up, which was the fact that this other channel had done a reaction to one of her videos, and she like a friend had found it or something, and she had like linked to it in the description. And I thought that the 2 different warring perspectives seen from the channel reacting to her and her initial video was very, very interesting, because it was a video about online dating, right? And she was talking about her experience having just like gone on a date from an online dating site, and she was talking about, you know, what happened and like how she wasn't really super well versed in online dating, so she was kind of uncomfortable and whatnot. And then the guy reacting to it was like, "Oh, all women are just horny. All women are awful. All women are terrible." And it was like, okay, like I'm sorry that you feel that way. Like clearly you've had a, I don't know, a messed up past. I would hope you've had a messed up past in order to believe that about like a entire half of the human race. But I mean, it was interesting. It was interesting for sure. And I kind of, I don't know. I kind of found it odd how they were kind of on exact opposite sides of the spectrum in terms of like dating ideology. Like it felt to me like the complete polar opposites that you could like possibly see just head to head. And I don't know, I don't really like I hate to, I hate to say this, but I don't really like the guy who made the reaction video. He doesn't seem like the nicest individual, and he definitely seems like he was going for clicks and rage, like he wanted to enrage people, which I think he did. Like I felt pretty thoroughly enraged by some of the things he was saying, so he did a good job, I guess. But there was definitely an aura of like, I feel like I can't tell if he's like actually saying this for real or if he is, just trying to get a rise out of me. And I think there were definitely moments when I was like, okay, this is like, it seems like he's trying to get a rise out of me. And then there were some other moments where I was like, is this real? Like, are we serious right now? Like he would say something like, basically, I don't know. He was just doing this weird double standard in his head as to like how men are allowed to treat like one night stands and like women aren't allowed to do the same thing. Just the way he said it made me think that's what he was implying. And it seemed to be what he was implying. So I don't really know. I mean, it was it was a very odd juxtaposition. And I think in general, like to me, I've always like, I'm not very well versed in the dating scene. I'm pretty young, pretty pretty youthful. So I don't have a lot of intense experience to speak on, right? But I definitely have witnessed, like how people approach online dating and like how people approach dating in general. And I do think that there are some some things that I do think about it. Like I have thoughts for sure. So to take them with a grain of salt, obviously, but I will share them here. I do think in general there is kind of a weird, I don't know, there's a weird perspective on dating that has happened in our society where it's not really about dating and it's just kind of about sex, right? Like I know that's not true of every single person, but like it's definitely a thing that happens. And I don't think that's a big deal. Like I don't think like that's a huge awful thing. Like I think, to be honest with you, like we're very primitive creatures and like we have a weird way that we work, and it's like if you like feel like that's something that makes you feel better and improves your life by going out and having one night stands, like as long as both people are interested in doing the same thing, like that's chill, like I don't see an issue with it. I think when it become what has made it become a problem is the fact that like no one's forthcoming about their intentions, right? Like, and it seems like, I don't know, it's crazy to me, right? Because it seems like there are enough people doing that same thing, like going on a dating app, just strictly looking for a one night stand, like not trying to get into an actual relationship with somebody, that you'd think that they would be able to find other people like them and be like, hey, yo, we're doing the same thing, right? Like we don't have to worry about pretending, like this is just, we're both on the same wavelength here. But no, they decide to say, okay, I'm not going to actually tell you what I'm trying to do here, and I'm just going to go and do it. And it's like, okay, that's kind of a weird way to go about it, right? And I definitely think even in school, like I feel like throughout school when I was a kid, like the perspective on dating was still weird then, and it was kind of like more of almost a status thing. Like I obviously I'm dramatizing for the sake of the video because I want to make it sound more exciting, but it was kind of almost a status kind of thing where it's like, I don't know, like even today when I hear people, sorry, I just had to burp. That's why I took a little pause there. um, Even today, like I feel like I see people talking about public figures and they will reference that public figure by like the person who they've like quote unquote cracked. It's like, oh, this guy had intercourse with this other person and that's what I know them for. And it's like, okay, bro. Like I mean, cool, I get. Like I don't know, that's a weird way to label people. Um Obviously, I mean obviously, right? Like I don't know. I say obviously because I feel like it seems like an obvious thing, but it also is something that still happens a lot. So it's like maybe it's not that obvious. Like maybe I'm the weirdo. Maybe I'm the weirdo for thinking that the way we do this is weird. And maybe it's just like the way things should be done. I don't know. Like I'm not an expert. Like I said, I don't know. I don't have the answers here, bro. But just something to think about for sure. I don't know. I definitely think it's interesting, and I hope you found it as interesting as I did. I hope I provided some insight. Sorry, I was peeking the mic that whole time, I think, because I was right up next to it. So I hope you appreciated that. Um, I do think I intend to at one point do a stand up open mic myself. At some point in my life, um, potentially soon, potentially not. I don't know, but I feel like that would be really fun. Like I kind of fell into performing during high school. Like I was a bit of a theater kid, you might say. And I thoroughly enjoyed my time there. I think performing is something that's very fun. It could be interesting to try it out. I think the fun part about stand up is something that I've mentioned in a previous video, is how bare bones performance it is. Like it's literally just you and a mic. Like you don't have to worry about choreographing anything. You don't have to worry about like blocking. You don't have to really think about, I don't know, anything except saying what you're saying, and then maybe you could do a funny move. Like you could do some humorous maneuvers with your body from time to time for sure. But in general, it's just kind of like, okay, we're moving and grooving with the words. And it doesn't really matter what everything else is doing because people are just listening. And I feel like that's such a weird thing to be so popular. Like stand-up comedians stand-up comedians can sell out stadiums. Like to me, that's absurd that is a thing that can happen. Stand-up comedians can sell out stadiums, and it's just them standing, literally standing and talking to the audience. It's like, how is that a thing? How is that possible? It doesn't seem real to me. And that's a level of fame that I feel like would be so awesome. And that's like the cool part about that too, is that you can pull that out anytime. Like there's no preparation, there's no props necessary. If someone's like, hey, we lost our act for tonight and we need a stand-in, you could just go, hey, yeah, I'll do it. Like my set's prepared, I'll do it. I'm ready for this moment. There's nothing else that needs to be done other than me showing up. And then like once you've done the legwork of writing your comedy down, it's like, okay, now you do it. Now you just go up and perform it. And I feel like it's a super pure form of entertainment that is not preserved elsewhere in like society. Like there's nowhere else has a similar level of purity in terms of just like someone stands up and performs and you listen. Like obviously concerts are a thing, but as you grow as an artist, concerts get more and more elaborate. And then like you go to you see a Sabrina Carpenter concert on TikTok and it's like her with like 20 other dancers and you're like sitting 600 meters away trying to pinpoint which one is her. Like, is that Sabrina Carpenter? No, that's like backup dancer number 3. Is that one Sabrina? No, that's not Sabrina Carpenter. Which one is she? Like, I mean, obviously that's a joke. Like you can usually tell, like they frame it in such a way where it's clear, like they stand in the middle or whatever. But I mean, there's a lot more to a show like that than to a stand-up show. And that to me, I think, is what makes it so interesting. Like that's what makes it so special to me, is that there is nothing going on other than exactly what you're seeing. And it's like, there's no behind the scenes work. There was no extra rehearsal time other than just like the guy in his room, like saying it to himself probably. So it's very pure, and in that sense I think it's like beautiful, you know. So I'd love to do it myself at some point. I think honestly, I feel like I could just make a video. Like this would be a cop out way of doing it, but it would also be, to me, I think a lot easier than trying to find a way to film a stand up set out of like an actual bar. Um, because then I have to like bring someone along with me to film it, and then I'd have to like get them like make sure that they're in a place where they can film a good angle, and then like I have to obviously write down a set, but like I mean that's a given, and then I have to perform it in front of all these people, and then like I think the logistics of it are just like it's not impossible, right? Obviously it's doable, but it's ever so slightly harder than just making a video where I do a set, it's like it's you know, it's not as attractive to me as a lazy person. So I'm like, you know, what if I just recorded myself saying my stand-up set into my microphone and then just posted that on YouTube instead of like actually going out and doing the legwork. Like that could be funny too. I think that could be a fun thing to do, and then I could actually like edit out the bad parts, you know? And then maybe when I actually do end up going to do my first open mic night, I'm a little bit more honed in. Like obviously it won't be great. Probably will be still be pretty bad, but at least I had, you know, written something and figured out how to say it. And, you know, I think I got the whole performing in front of people on a stage thing mostly covered. Like I'm pretty comfortable doing that. So I feel like the issue, like the main issue would be the comedy of it. Like, am I actually funny? And I feel like that could be honed through a video format. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. I feel like I'm just not that funny is the main issue. And I think the reason I'm not that funny compared to like a actual good comedian is because I don't have life experience. Like I'm a very young and naive person. So like a comedian who has lived life, right? They'll go up there and they'll say, hey, last week I went, you know, to the DMV and I saw this guy and he was doing this funny thing. Let me tell you about it. And you can all laugh along and be like, ha ha ha, this is a funny, relatable scenario that I understand. But then I go up there, right? And I go up there and I'm like, so, you know, like brushing your teeth, like I don't know, like what do I have to say that I can relate to people with? Like, sure, everyone brushes their teeth, everyone sleeps, everyone wakes up, everyone breathes. I could talk about those things, but those won't be particularly entertaining. And I feel like the vast majority of my experiences are so niche. Like I'm not saying, oh, I'm so niche, I'm such a nonchalant niche individual. Like, nah. But I am saying I'm like a weirdo, and the things that I do aren't things that other people do, like namely sitting and watching YouTube all day. Like most people don't do that. So if I was to talk about that on stage, they'd be like, okay, this guy's a loser. Can we hear from someone who actually understands like what life is about, you know? And I feel like that's my, I don't know, that's my wall that I'm hitting, that I'm headbutting right now and slamming up against over and over repeatedly. Maybe I'll conquer it, maybe I won't. And maybe, just maybe, you'll see a stand-up set, you know, recorded and published to the YouTube website. The issue that I'm having with this reference image that I think foolishly kind of didn't anticipate was the fact that it is so low quality, I cannot understand a thing that is happening. And that's probably something I should have realized, you know, a lot sooner in the process. Like I probably should have known that before I even started putting pen to paper. But, you know, now we're here and now I'm realizing it and now I don't know what to do. Because it looks horrible and I can't see what's happening in the actual image and I don't know what a dog looks like. So I can't go off of memory, which puts us in this weird position where I kind of have to make stuff up. And anytime I have to make stuff up, that is bad news bears, bro. That is, whew, oh, you are in for a treat. And by a treat, I mean like a horrible time. Like you are not going to be happy with the outcome of the choices you have made leading you to this scenario, right? How do I fix this? Does anyone out there know? Can anyone shout at the screen? I say this all the time. It's a classic bit. For those of you not aware, I constantly ask you to shout at your screen and pretend I can hear you. It's one of my favorite things to do, honestly, because it makes me feel like I have an actual audience when it's literally just King Can't Draw and nobody else. So, that's cool. I did try to record one of these videos earlier the other day, and it went a little awry. There was a little mishap. You might notice yourself. The last video I uploaded was like an archived video that I hadn't posted because I thought it wasn't good. And the way I convinced myself that it had enough, worth value to post is that I put it through a video compressor like 6 times so that it was in like minimum possible quality. And then I was like, okay, now there's a bit, right? Now the bit is that I'm pretending this is a really old video, even though it was only filmed like 2 months ago. And that in itself, I think, is funny enough that it props up the rest of the pieces that are lacking, I think, in the rest of the video. Now looking back at my choices yesterday night, I don't think that's necessarily true. I don't think that the things I didn't like about the video were fixed by the fact that I compressed it 6 times. And in fact, I think they were probably worsened. But due to the fact that no one is watching it either way, like I feel a sense of freedom in that I can do whatever I want. So, really, who's going to care and who's going to question my choices, and who's even going to notice that the video was not up to my normal snuff other than myself? So, that leaves us in a place where I could really, tomorrow, you could see just me posting a manifesto on, like, I could post whatever I want, and it doesn't matter. I've really come to realize that. It took me a while. It took me a hot minute of posting to 0 viewers to realize that, but at this point, I've come to terms with it. So, hopefully we don't blow up anytime soon, because I'm going to be posting some rancid shit on here. Like, rancid, absolutely just unforgivable, like criminal activity. So just keep a lookout for that. Keep your eyes in the sky, because there will be, things flying down. I don't know what would be flying down. Like, I don't know what I'd have to do with the sky. That's mostly outside of my jurisdiction. Everything that happens up there, typically I don't have a say. But something might change, I guess. So you could keep your eyes on the sky for that. If any changes occur, you'll be the first to know, especially if you're just constantly looking up. I mean, that's kind of a beautiful sentiment. Just look at the sky and never look at your feet. I don't know what that symbolizes. Like, there's a symbol there to be unearthed. And I'm sure it's been used in like a literary context before. Link me that poem. Someone link me that poem. Someone link me that poem in chat. It's not a live chat. I can't ask for somebody to link me that poem. But yeah, I feel like I have a weird kind of spunk today that's not usually present. I guess it's probably because I actually went outside of my house. I've realized this, crazy thing. Horrible for your body to be cooped up in the same room all day. It seems like common sense, right? It seems like something everybody should know. Clearly I didn't. So, here we are. And also I've had to learn this lesson over and over and over again, constantly, every single summer, actually. Every single summer since I was like 12 years old has been just unbearable. Like, I cannot describe to you the mental anguish that I've gone through. Because every summer goes the exact same way. I have like an idea of like a project, because I'm a very optimistic person. So I'm like, you know what I'm going to do this summer? I'm going to make an entire like short film, and I'm going to film it all this summer, and then I'm going to make it, and then I'm going to be so cool because I made a short film, and I can show it to all my good friends and pals back home. By back home, I mean at school. So I'll set out to do that. I'll do it for maybe like a day, right? Like I'll film one shot, and then I'll go to youtube.com, and that's the end of it. That's the end of my summer right there. As soon as I open the YouTube homepage, your summer's over. You just signed your death warrant, buddy. It is over. And they call the funeral home, because I am going to be seeing that coffin very soon as I bed rot for the next 3 months. So hopefully, hopefully we can avoid the same pitfalls, even though I've kind of already fallen into that trap already. I just said already like 3 times, but I think I can recover from this. I'm a more mature person now. I have, I have ideas of what a productive human being does in their life and like how to take care of my body, I think. Hopefully, I don't know. I don't know who's really to say. I definitely feel like, you know, there are some things that could be introduced to the equation that is my life that might potentially improve it across the board. Like I feel, you know, potentially I think going outside is not out of the question, right? Like that's I mean I don't know. I don't know. Am I crazy for saying that, guys? Am I absolutely insane? Because I very well might be. I very well might be. I do feel like I'm going a little bit dozing off here. You know what it is? You know why I feel a little bit of spunk right now? It's because I'm recording actually at night. And that is not the reason. The reason is because when I'm recording at night, it's actually cold outside and not scorching hot. So when it's not scorching hot, I'm not sweating and smelling myself and worrying about, am I going to pass out? Like legitimately, sometimes I think when I've recorded these, I've been worrying about whether or not I'll pass out. Like that's not even a joke because it gets so absurdly hot in here. You would not believe it. You would not believe it. All right. Well, this one is, not a winner. This one is not a winner out of all the doodles I've done on here. But that's, I feel like, something I need to realize again because I've fallen into this trap where I'm like, everyone has to be good. Everyone has to be turned into a speed paint and posted on TikTok. Everyone has to be up to par. Everyone has to be, as good as it can possibly be. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Stop fooling yourself. I'm my own freaking critic, and I am the one who says what goes. So this is going to be posted on the channel. You're going to be seeing this. And, if you've enjoyed our little chat, feel free to drop a like and share any thoughts you may have in the comments down below. In any case, that's all I got for you today. Thank you so very much for your time. I've been Pat, and you've been great. And until next time, kick rocks, pop. Bye-bye.